Hey guys, Ningen here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and today we are going to be talking team building for the Omega Shenron EZA, which is due to go live when the maintenance finishes. Well, technically it's like half an hour after the maintenance finishes, as long as it finishes on time. Hopefully, because it's been so long, it will, but yeah, it's scheduled to start half an hour afterwards, which is really weird. I was keeping an eye on the wiki, and it has this like live timer, so you can see at the time of recording, it's like 4 hours away. I'm going to get the video up as soon as possible. It just depends how long YouTube takes to process it. So I thought this was weird because they don't ever bring out new events at this time. Like, we get the daily reset then, so you get like the daily like turtle shell mission and all that stuff resets. But they don't normally drop events at this time. So I wasn't quite expecting that. So that's a bit weird, and obviously we can't get into the game to double check, but I did go onto DBZ Space and check the information from the news when they added the Showdown campaign stuff, and yes, that is correct. 4 PM PST, which is midnight UK time. So let's talk about some team building. So obviously Kamehameha is going to be the team that you want to use, and you're going to want to use Super AGL, which I don't know if you guys have had a look at it. We're obviously going to do that in this video, but yeah, the team is going to be ridiculous. This will probably be one of the easiest EZAs that we've had for some time. Now, it's a standard 30 stage EZA, so no stunning from stage 5 onwards, and no attack lowering from stage 15 onwards. Nice and easy. Now, the thing we always want to look at is this bit here. So when you get to stage 20, so I mean, look at this. So additional 80% damage reduction for tech in STR, physical, and extreme. So even extreme AGL gets the 80% buff. So literally they only want you to use Super AGL. But fortunately, because it's Kamehameha, that's not going to be a problem. So if we have a look down here, let's go to total rewards. So you get all the medals, enough orbs for a full rainbow on an STR unit, which is really good because I'm always short of STR orbs, and my Omega is rainbow already, so that's super useful. Plus the 11 Grand Kais. Or again, I love the fact that they give you so many, because obviously if like me you already have Omega at super attack 10, you only have to use 5 of these, and then you have 6 left over to use for somebody else. And then of course 30 stones plus the 4 that you can get from missions for using. We only need one Kamehameha character and then doing them within a certain time, which are all super easy. I don't think I've ever completed 30 stages of an EZA and not done all of these, so that's going to be nice and straightforward. So, the Kamehameha team. I mean, considering their leader is a Super AGL unit who is incredibly good, you can see that we're already starting off on the right foot. Obviously, there's a ton of LRs. The problem is, of course, most of them are going to get damage reduction. So let's have a look at the top picks, and then we'll have a quick look at the list later on for some maybe possible changes. So, of course, Super Saiyan Gohan is going to be your leader if you have him. He has, of course, only been on one banner on Global, so potentially you don't have him, which is fair enough. He's a very, very good unit. He builds up his defense, but I mean, with this team, you're probably only going to go 2 to 3 turns, maybe even all the way up to stage 30. So he's going to be very good. He'll tank very well. He will never transform unless you bring an android ally, but I mean, you can't. There's not one on the category. There isn't a Super AGL android, so it would be kind of messing with your team to do it. And there's kind of no point, because unless you bring a 16, you can only do it from turn 5 anyway, which you're just not going to get to. So obviously Gohan is the obvious choice. If you don't have this Gohan, you could potentially use this guy. He has a 100% lead for Kamehameha. And then of course bring an LR Gohan friend. He is decent, but of course he won't do any damage because he has that 80% damage reduction. But his defense is okay, and he should be alright. If you have Super Saiyan Goku in the same turn, which is a unit that we will talk about as well, he does get an extra attack boost, but that's not really going to help out with the 80% damage reduction. But he still makes a decent stand-in leader. But to be fair, you're probably going to use one of the other units, I guess, if you have him instead. So, Super Saiyan 4 Goku. Now, he gives Goku Family or Super AGL his leader skill buff. But of course, Kamehameha is a link that pretty much only Goku Family units have. Like, there's a couple of I think maybe there's more than one, but there's a couple of Gotenks units that have Kamehameha, so they obviously won't be in Goku Family. But one of them that we will talk about is a Super AGL unit, so he fits under this leader skill as well. Obviously, Super Saiyan 4 Goku, very, very good. Once he super attacks, he'll tank incredibly well. It's easy to super because of the way he gets a bunch of extra ki from Rainbow and AGL orbs, so he will be very, very good. And of course, he has his active skill, so if you do get to the 4th turn, you probably will just then be able to finish him off with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, so that's going to be real good. Then we go on to this guy. So this guy, Super Saiyan Goku, transforming Goku as we all know him. He has super types, 3 ki and 120%. So technically he is a better leader to use than this Gohan if you don't have the LR. But of course, I guess if you don't have him, the Gohan's a reasonable stand-in. But yeah, he'll be a good sub-leader. Again, pretty much all of these builds, because they will be full Kamehameha teams, you can just bring a Gohan friend. But this guy will make a decent stand-in. He does raise his attack and defense in his first couple of forms, but you're not going to see anywhere past probably Super Saiyan 3, because as we keep saying, this event is going to be super easy. So he'll be very, very good on the team. So yeah, those kind of cover the 4 like main leaders, I guess, and then we'll go on to some good units to put on the team. So first of all, we have the recently easy aid for global Blue Kaioken Goku. Obviously, he also has an AGL types 3 ki and 120% leader skill, so you could use him potentially as the leader as well. He does tons of damage. He does sacrifice a little bit of HP, but honestly, considering how quickly you will probably blow through this event with the optimal team, that's not really going to matter too much. Plus, you can mitigate that with picking up orbs and stuff like that, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue. Obviously, we've talked about him recently when he got his EZA. He is a beast. You're never going to get to like the 9th turn, so he's just going to have the attack and defense 59% at the start of the turn, and then the additional 59%, and then he does infinitely stack attack. So of course, if you get any additionals with him, he's just going to do a ton of damage, so he's going to be very, very strong. Plus, just from being an EZA unit, he's obviously level 140, super attack 15, got high stats, so EZA units are always going to be useful on EZAs. So then we have the free-to-play option. Now, obviously, he has the same name, so you can't use him and the Kaioken Goku at the same time. But he's decent. He's one of the better free-to-play units, again, because he has an EZA. So most people probably rainbowed this guy if they could, once he was fully EZA'd, because he is very, very good. Obviously, you're not fighting a movie boss enemy, but you do get attack and defense 77%. And then he has prepared for battle and shattering the limit, so you shouldn't struggle to super attack with him really at all. So he's a very good option if you don't have the Kaioken Goku. Then we have the Super Saiyan 2 Youth Gohan. So even on EZAs, I like to bring support units, so I will probably bring this guy to use as a 3rd slot floating unit. He gives AGL and STR types 2 ki and 25% attack and defense, so obviously that's going to be very good. And again, he has prepared for battle and shattering the limit. Almost every unit on this team has Super Saiyan as well as obviously Kamehameha. So good links and good support for the team. Obviously, he's not going to tank particularly well or anything like that, because if you notice, his passive is only the support buff, so he doesn't give himself any like attack and defense. So he is literally, it's almost like if the unit literally just had the passive attack and defense 25%, which would be pretty bad. But yeah, he's a support unit. He's very outdated. Support units nowadays are a lot better. But he's in the category, so he'll do decently well enough. Plus, you know, it's BoJack movie Gohan. We really need a Dokkan Fest of him because he's super cool. But then we have another EZA unit. We have the Family Kamehameha Gohan. He can do some decent damage. He raises his attack by 30%. When supering and does supreme damage. He has 90% attack, 40% defense when performing a super attack. So if you are going to use this guy, he is a bit of a liability in the first slot because he doesn't get his defense. But after that, he should do okay. 40% isn't super high, but obviously if you're running him on the Kamehameha team under one of the leaders that we've discussed, his stats will be high enough that that shouldn't really matter too much. And he doesn't have prepared for battle. He does have shattering the limit and golden warrior. So certain rotations he might not be the best. If I bring this guy, I would probably say he's a 3rd slot floating unit. Because obviously I do have LR Gohan, so if I bring a friend, I'm going to have an LR Gohan on both rotations. One of them probably linked with Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and then the other one probably linked with Blue Kaioken Goku, maybe. So, yeah, he'll probably be a third slot unit, but he'll do okay. Then we have a unit that you don't see very often, the GT Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He's actually really good. A long time ago, before there was a Super Saiyan 3 category stage of Super Battle Road, I did a video where I used a Super Saiyan 3 team to do the Super Class only stage, and obviously you do have to bring an AGL unit, which there wasn't many of for Super Saiyan 3, because I was using the LR Super Saiyan 3 Goku, so I couldn't use the AGL one. So I used this guy, and I was actually pleasantly surprised with how well he did on Super Battle Road. Attack and defense 90% is pretty decent. He does do supreme damage and raise attack for 3 turns, so you can get an extra stack out of that. So he does reasonable damage. His links, obviously, depending on who you're bringing on the team, he doesn't have prepared for battle. He does have over in a flash. So, of course, if you are going to bring the EZA Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, they will share over in a flash. So that could actually be a pretty decent link. Decent rotation, sorry. Because other than that, he'll probably struggle to super, but again, he could potentially be like a third slot unit, and then you can try and make sure you drop the orbs in such a way that you're going to be able to super attack with him. Or, like I said, you could run him main rotation and bring support units, because support units will be quite useful. And then one last one is one of the Gotenks, like I mentioned. Recently we had the Dragon Ball Heroes banner that introduced this Gotenks. I did rainbow him, so I'm kind of tempted to use him. He does raise his attack and defense up to 4 times when super attacking. Now, he only gets a guaranteed additional when the enemy is sealed, which we can't do in an EZA. I did prioritize additionals for him, so if he double supers in the first turn, he has very, very good stats already, so he's not going to take a lot of damage. His links may be a bit wonky for this team as well, I guess, because he has shocking speed and fused fighter. So no one else really that we've looked at has those links. I think Kaioken Blue Goku might have shocking speed, actually. Yeah, he does. Does he have shocking speed? No. Does he have it in any of his other... Because obviously he picks up over in a flash, but you're probably not going to get to turn 3. Yeah, so he picks up shocking speed when he gets to God, but you're probably never going to get there. So I guess that doesn't matter too much. But so his link's not the best. Again, depending on who you've got to run, he could still be a decent option. But you would have to supplement the rotations with support units just to guarantee you're getting a super attack with him. So that was all the units that I picked out as like the best ones. There's obviously more than 6 that we mentioned. So if you have all of these units, you're going to be able to make the best team. Because the best team is going to be this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and then after that it's really up to you because those are your main rotations. I would probably recommend the support, and then yeah, probably this Gohan, maybe. But any combination, basically once you've got the Gohan, Super Saiyan 4 Goku and the EZA Kaioken Goku, you're pretty much sorted at that point, I think. Because if we have a look at the list, because of the damage reduction, it's really hard to recommend other units, right? So, Go Bros, I guess you could use them as a sub-lead because they do have Goku Family as well. So, you can make a full Kamehameha team using them as the leader. They will still be pretty good defensively, but of course they're not going to do any damage because they have 80% damage reduction. So, that's really bad. I guess LR God Goku does have that built-in dodge, which would be kind of nice. And the team is going to be full of Pure Saiyans and Hybrid Saiyans, so he is going to have his passive fully maxed. But again, the problem is he's just not going to do any damage, and the same goes for all of them. And obviously, we don't even want to look at physical units. Who else have we not looked at? This God Goku, he could be okay. I didn't talk about this Blue Goku because he's real bad. I didn't actually look at what he did again until recently. It's been so long since I've ever used him. But his passive is attack 100% when performing a super attack. So he has no defense. 100% isn't bad, but he doesn't have the best stats. So I don't think he's a very good option personally. There is the Kid Goku who's a bit weird. I mean, he does have the Giant Ape ability, which can be useful in EZAs because it's a bit of free damage. But I don't think he's particularly good. He does have Saiyan Raw though, so I mean... You could bring him just to link up with Super Saiyan 4 Goku and make Super Saiyan 4 Goku do a ton of damage, but They don't link very well for Ki, and he doesn't link very well with Ki for anyone on the team, apart from, I guess, if you're bringing showering the limit units. So he's not all that great. Obviously, this Goku, just Easy Aid, but he is a Super Saiyan Goku, so you couldn't bring Transforming Goku. I mean, he's not bad. Like, if your HP drops to 77% or less in, like, the first 2 or 3 turns before you actually kill Omega, he is going to get another big buff. So, I mean, he's not terrible. But obviously, Transformation Goku is definitely much, much better than him. So, I mean, that's probably it, really. Because, like I said, we don't want to bring extreme units. Any non-AGL, like... Because the thing is, if you're going to bring non-AGL units, they're not going to do any damage, so they need to be really good defensive units. So I guess the Goku Gohan could be okay, but they need to build their defense with the infinite stack mechanic, so they're not going to be super good in the first couple of turns. And then after that, the event's just going to be over. So, yeah, probably not a lot of point bringing any of them, really. I mean, if you want defensive options, I guess Xeno Super Saiyan 3 Goku will take no damage from Omega on this team, because he's in the category. Obviously, you're probably not going to have any Dragon Ball Heroes allies unless you bring that Gotenks, but the fact that he always guards, has really high defense anyway, and has 7% damage reduction even if he's the only Heroes unit on the team. Like, he just won't take any damage. So if you're really lacking for a final option, you could bring him just for the defense. But yeah, like, even with how good Blue Kaioken Goku is, like, he's just not going to do any damage. So it's kind of pointless to bring him. And then obviously, same again, there's no point mentioning the physical units. And then Gotenks is really the only SSR that doesn't have an awakening that's any good. This guy's obviously from the 5 years, so we don't have him yet. Yeah, so really you are kind of limited if you don't have a lot of AGL options. I guess this one, looking at it, is not really very free to play friendly apart from this guy. So yeah, you kind of just want to stick to Super AGL. So really, we've gone over all the main units that are going to be good for the event. If you are missing like every unit we've discussed so far, you're probably going to have a really hard time doing this Easy 8, unfortunately. So, there you go. But that is the Omega Shenron Easy 8. Obviously, we will do a showcase for him when he's fully Easy 8. I'm really, really looking forward to taking him into full power Super Battle Road because of that massive debuff that he gives to the enemy. So, I am very much looking forward to this Easy 8. So, it's going to be hype. But let me know down below in the comments, what team are you going to use? Are you looking forward to it? Do you have Omega already rainbowed and ready to go? Have you actually pulled him at all? I'm sure someone commented on a recent video that he's the only one of the 70% leads they don't have, which is kind of unfortunate, because he definitely awakens into a very good unit for the full power team. So there you go. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Master Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. You can follow me on Twitch or join my Discord. The link is in the description below, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.